Okay, in the next video you're going to kind of do what you did last time, but it gets a little more complicated, okay? You get this expression, 4 parentheses x plus 7 plus 10x, okay? Now we have that problem again where we're not given anything for x, so put operators times, plus, and times. Now we can't do the parentheses with the x inside, so this number here in the front we got to come over the top with. Now I would put a 1 in front of the x with a dot so I can see better, and then I distribute 4 to 1 and 4 to 7. So I go off this side and I write 4 and 4. Forget about everything else. And don't worry about this, we'll come back to it. So 4 times 1 times x, and then 4 times 7. So 4 times 1 is 4, and I just put x behind the 4. Because I don't know what x is. 4 times 7 is 28. Now cross out the parentheses and the number in front of it. And then you write plus 10 times x. I would prefer you just put x behind the 10. Now, put x down. What numbers do you have multiplied by x? I actually put the dot there. Well, you got a 10 and you got a 4. So guess what you get to do? You get to add those. 4 plus 10 is 14. Now what number do you have not multiplied by anything? 28. And that's your answer, 14x plus 28. Okay, next one. Negative 3, parentheses 4x minus 3 minus 10. Okay, since we can't substitute for x, put operations. So you got times, there's that minus I hate, minus negative 3, or plus negative 3. Then there's another minus, so plus negative 10. Okay, so in the parentheses we can't simplify, so we multiply the outside to get rid of it. So you got negative 3 as the outside multiplying number. You're going to times it by 4, and then times x. Don't forget the times x after the 4. Then negative 3. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, and we'll put x with the negative 12. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Okay. Now you're not done. You can cross out the parentheses and the number that was in front. But you still got something else. You got a plus negative 10. So just put plus negative 10. So write x down. What do you have multiplied by x? All you have is a negative 12. What numbers do you have not multiplied by x? You have a positive 9 and a negative 10. We're going to add those. Neither one of them is multiplied by times by anything. So I add. It's negative 1. And that's as simplified as I can make the expression. Next one, negative 7, parentheses x minus 4 plus 3. So I got a times, there's that minus I hate, so plus, the opposite of 4 is negative 4. Okay? And then plus 3. I'm fine with pluses, it's minuses I hate. Okay, so I'm going to draw. Again, I can't do the parentheses because I don't know what x is, and I'm not going to know what x is. So I distribute. Put a 1 in front of your x. Okay, if your x doesn't have a number in front, use a 1. So negative 7, negative 7. You're going to times 1 times x, and then times negative 4. So negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. You just put x behind that product. Negative 7 times negative 4 is positive 28, so plus 28. So cross out the parentheses and the number outside, and remember to plus your 3. So write x down. What number do you have multiplied by x? The negative 7. What numbers do you have not multiplied by x? 28 and 3, so we need to combine those and add them. When I say combine, that means add, so 31. That's simplified. You can't do any more. That's a times, but we don't know what x is. And then we have a plus, but that has an x, that doesn't. So you can't add unless they're both multiplied by x. Okay, next one. Now it gets a little dicey. 14 minus 3, parentheses x plus 4. Okay, so 14 and 3, there's that minus, so plus negative 3. Times x, there has to be an operation between all numbers and letters. X and 4 is a plus. So I got a parentheses, can't do it though. I don't know what x is. If I knew x was like 5, I'd do 5 plus 4, and that's 9. But I don't know x. So the outside number is the negative 3. It is not the 14. We use the number right in front of it. So you can put a 1 times your x and then 4. So negative 3 is a number we're multiplying. So negative 3 times the 1 times the x. Now go after your plus sign, and then you have 4. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, and we connect the x factor behind the 3. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Now cross out the parentheses and the negative 3. Now we just put plus 14 behind everything. You put it behind. Even though it's in front here, we're allowed to put it in the back. So, what number is multiplied by x? It's a negative 3. What numbers are not multiplied by x? These two. So negative 12 plus 14 is 2. That's it, okay? Next one, 7x plus 2, parentheses 3x minus 5. Okay, so 7 times x, x plus 2, 2 times 3, 3 times x. Okay, minus is fine, but I need to make it plus and then negative 5. Okay, so we would start with the parentheses, but we can't do from an inside, so we come with the 2 from the outside. Remember, the number right closest right in front, not the 7. Got to be the 2. So 2, 2. I will first times by 3 times x. Now we go after the plus sign, and then I times by negative 5. So 2 times 3 is 6 with x. You connect the x on. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10 without x. Now, cross out the parentheses and the number that was multiplied by it. And then we add 7 times x. Don't forget the times x. Because now I write x down, and what numbers do I have times by x? Well, I have 7 and I have 6, so I get to add those. 6 plus 7 is 13. And what's the only number I have not multiplied by x? It'd be the negative 10, so plus negative 10. Okay, next problem. Negative 2, parentheses x minus 4 plus 13. Okay, so negative 2 and x is times. X and 4 is minus, but I make it plus, and the opposite of 4 is negative 4. 4 and the 13 has a plus sign. So I can't do the parentheses because I don't have a number to put in for x, to put over the x. So then I come from this outside, and I'll get rid of the parentheses that way. Put a 1 in front of your x if you want a number there. So negative 2 is a number I'm multiplying. I'm going to be multiplying it by 1 times x, and then multiplying it by negative 4. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, and we just connect the x factor to it. Negative times negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. So I cross out the parentheses and the number that was multiplied by the parentheses. That's all gone. But I still have to add the 13. Okay, so I got some numbers not multiplied by x, some numbers that are. So what numbers are multiplied by x? Well, it'd be the negative 2. Then what numbers are not? Well, 8 and 13. Since they're not being multiplied, I add them. 8 plus 13 is 21. Okay, 8x minus 3 parentheses x minus 4. 8 and x times x and 3 minus, so I make it plus, and the 3 goes opposite to negative. 3 and x, that would be times the negative 3 in the x. Then x and 4 is minus, plus, and the 4 goes opposite. Okay. So here's my parentheses. So I need to distribute the negative 3. So negative 3, put a 1 if you need it, and negative 3 to negative 4. So I write the negative 3 down twice. It's negative 3. Remember, negative above it means it's negative. I will times it by 1 times x, and then I will times it by negative 4. Okay, remember, we put a negative above the 4, so it's negative. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 with x. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12 without x. Now cross out the parentheses and the multiplying number. And then I add 8 times x. Okay, you got some x's. Some numbers multiplied by x, some numbers are not. So that one's multiplied by x, I've got negative 3 and 8. So I'm allowed to add those. Negative 3 plus 8, that's going to be 5. Then plus your 12, the one number not multiplied by x. So 5x plus 12. Okay, now these next couple will not be on your assignment, okay? They are a little bit tricky. I think I will at least show them though. 8 parentheses x minus 3 minus 7 parentheses 4x plus 1. Okay, so 8 and x, that's times x and 3 minus, so make it plus, and the 3 goes opposite to negative. Minus 7, make it plus, the 7 goes opposite to negative, negative 7. 7 and 4 is times, 4 and x is a times, and then x and 1 is plus. Now we have 2 parentheses. Let's talk about the first one. So we have 8. So 8 to x, we'll put a 1 dot, and then 8 to the negative 3. So I write 8 times 1 times x, and then negative 3. So 8 times 1 is 8x. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. Now I got to do it again because I have another parentheses with an x inside. So this time it's negative 7. So negative 7 times the 4 times x and times the 1. Okay. Negative 7 times 4 is negative 28. And then x. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. Okay, now cross out the parentheses and the number, and I've crossed out everything, so now I roll. So I've got x. What numbers are multiplied by x? Well, you got 8 and you got negative 28. So I add 8 plus negative 28. That's negative 20. What numbers do you have not multiplied by x? Negative 24, negative 7. Negative 31, okay? Okay, and that's the answer. I'm going to do another kind of tricky one like that. 8 parentheses x minus 3 plus 4 parentheses 3x minus 1. Okay, again, put your operators times, minus, so make it plus, negative. Then you got a plus, you got nothing, so times, you got nothing, so times, minus, make it plus, negative. I'm going to circle those negatives so we know that those are negatives. Okay, so 2 parentheses. Here's the first one. Can't simplify the inside, so we have 8 on the outside. So 8 to x, you can apply a 1 in front of it. Then 8 to negative 3. So 8 times 1 is 8 with x. Or I'll write it over here. And 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. That's done. Okay, then I got another parentheses here. The 4 is the outside. Times 3 times x times negative 1. So 4 times 3 is 12 with the x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 4. You just line that all up. Okay, so x's, what do I have not multiplied by x? Well, I got an 8 and a 12. 8 plus 12 is 20. Numbers not multiplied by x, negative 24, negative 4. Negative 28, okay? Boom, okay? You won't get any that hard, they all have just 1 parentheses.